as we deal with the delay. Yay, there it is. Up and running. Hello, again, and welcome back. That's if this isn't your first time watching this. If you actually do watch this, because nobody watches this. This is Joyless Gaming and Fallout 4 Survival. Again. Still alive. Have died several times over the course of this series, but you know, it's good to see that my Thanks, Kiri. Just got her last episode. It's good to see that my my minions are are doing well. It's all right. What is that pill effect? Oh, mole rat disease. Wait a minute. Is that draining health, or is that just a maximum health reduction? I think it might just be a maximum health reduction. I hope it's just a maximum health reduction. It's not like I have shitloads of health, so yeah, I've got radiation poisoning, but 175, so yeah, okay. I think the only way to get rid of that was to not cure the boy, I think. Oh, that's right, you don't get it doesn't list it as, it just says it's one of the pluses you get there, because these are great for the semi-permanent bonuses. So you have actually ended up with a lot of people here. Got settlers that have wandered in, as well as...
Farming's as honest work gets.
Thank you. It's like I can finally think straight.
Yeah, there he is. Send him here as well. Alright. Well, I think I've dealt with most of my crap, although I'm carrying a lot of stuff. I think a lot of it is going to be... Yep. It's a lot of water. Carrying food and stuff as well. Some random crap. But a lot of this random crap has no weight. I'm not carrying any junk or mods. Ammo. Ammo has weight in this game, of course, so... I take it that's one... Is that 0.1 per shell? So that's going to be 21. Flares. Why am I carrying flares? I'm not even carrying the flare gun. Yeah. Right. I, as usual, don't really know what I am going to do today. I usually don't. And today is no exception. I Just don't know. Eventually I'm going to build some sort of, like, open-air bar or something there. I will put something there eventually. And that was an accident, but I didn't want to waste it. Because you probably don't get back scrapping it what it costs to make. Here's my water purifier. Anyway, what, Crook Manor? No. Where's this dead drop? Oh, over there, near the combat zone. That's why I haven't done that one. That's the story, I don't want to do that. Memorial, Medford Memorial, instead of Miller. Oh, that's the hospital, is that way, okay. Next to the, yeah, Taffington, which is where apparently I set up Mercer Safe House. It must pick something you haven't done yet, because the only other storyline character, whatever, that I played where I got that far in the railroad to make Mercer Safe House, it was a thing that was over here somewhere. Which was fine, because it was a crap settlement, so I didn't mind. And this is the other hospital. It's sort of okay. I was worried that it might be the hospital that's down here somewhere. It's surrounded by bloody super mutants. It's occupied by super mutants. So, something that I thought maybe I could do. Where is it? That must be it there. Yes. Was collect some bobbleheads that I remember where they are, but there's only a couple that I can remember offhand. One's the strength one at Mass Fusion, so I think I might do that anyway. Because all this crap I'm carrying around is starting to bother me. Oh, this has finally stopped respawning. Maybe because I cleared the mole rat den. Although I'm willing to bet that the, was it Jalbert Brothers or whatever? Jalbert Brothers Disposal? Is that what it's named, or is it named something else? I think it's named that. Tired from lack of sleep? But I just slept before from when I'd saved the game, you piece of shit. Thing's really inconsistent in keeping track of how sleepy you are. I was sure that I actually did a long sleep before finishing the last stream. There's usually no reason not to do a long sleep. Really just shooting at mutated bugs or something that are down around the there's a lake there, or a pond or whatever. That's got something in it. Anyway, due to my not knowing what I want to do today, I also don't have any idea how long I'll be playing. Sometimes it's only like an hour or so. Sometimes it can be a few hours. Not often, but sometimes. It ended up being a while that time I went into the glowing sea. Because I couldn't save until I got back out. Meh, jump at rubber's disposal. All reliable. Always respawns these things. Free Nuka-Cola and a free bottle cap wine. Really the only thing to regret about not playing a charisma-based character on Survival. Can't have the best stuff at all of your settlements. You can still have them, obviously. You can still have the settlements. It's not going to stop you building at them, but... Piece of shit. I think you need a high luck for that to work in your favor. Why aren't you running away? Or flying away? Where was it going? Mass fusion. Mass fusion building. Which is full of gunners. So I can collect a Strength Bobblehead and hopefully not fall off the ledge that it's on. Shit. Suicider. Which one's the Suicider? Is it that one or the... It's that one. Were they just going in there? They might have been. They might have just been going into that. Whatever it's called again. Still amazed that this thing has never respawned enemies. Despite never saying it's been cleared, I think. Still tired from lack of sleep. Starting to get less and less confident about areas just remaining cleared and staying empty after I gone through them, because they keep doing this. Leather. If it's leather, I'd better take it. Just occurred to me that because I still haven't got a full set of, like, I'm wearing 1 or 2 legendary things, but still haven't got a full set of heavy combat armor. I'm just wondering if mods that are applied to, like, regular combat armor can still be applied to sturdy or heavy combat armor. If they just count as a combat armor mod, and therefore can be swapped out. They probably can. Is that the mass fusion building? Where am I? No, it's the Voltec HQ. That's the mass fusion building. So take a right when I get to the bridge. That's one of my legendary armor pieces. That's the only legendary armor piece. That's right, I used to have a different one. But I stopped wearing because it was metal, and I decided to start wearing combat armor. Because it's got a better balance of attributes. Oh, the good old Brotherhood of Steel. Yeah. Always trust them to stick their noses in it, can't you? Alright, so that's... okay, so I'm going this way. Is that it there? That's probably it there. Oh, stop. Oh, stop moving! I'm terrible at hitting moving targets. Adjust the blinds or something. I'm getting glare on my screen. Yep, there's the mass fusion building. Oh, that's probably because of the Cabot house, right? Yeah. What are you doing out here? Maybe it was chasing Brotherhood of Steel. Anyway. Mass fusion is where I wanted to go. Gotta shoot a whole bunch of people. This is, yeah, just give me a sec. This is starting to get a bit glaring. I have to adjust my blinds. Nope, wrong way. That's better. Yes, Nice, lot less glare. Right. Let's kill some people. Jeez, it took me 20 minutes to come up with an idea of what to do and then get to this spot. That's how long I've been streaming for. Okay, that's weird. See, up there. So on top of that, I'm pretty sure, is where the Strength Bobblehead is. Yeah. Okay. Why? These turrets are annoying me. I doubt that customer service terminal will allow me to control the turrets. That was a gunner who didn't have a gun. Makes you think. Oh, cool. As well. Can't unlock that. I have the perk that means I don't set off like ground mines and stuff like that, but I don't know if that prevents me from jangling. It didn't remove the actual visual of the thing. Ooh. Ooh, I've not had a chance to do this. First time I've done a Sandman kill. I was only taking the Mr. Sandman perk because when I have suppressed weapons, it will make my suppressed weapons do more sneak attack damage. Or is it just damage in general? Yeah, sneak attack damage.
That's it.
Bag of cement. I should be careful not to pick up too much stuff. Looks like he was a victim of spontaneous head explosion. There, though.
What?
You're the one who set that off. Wait a minute, this water fountain gives dirty water? Aw, that's not fair. Water fountains at my place don't give dirty water, they give clean water. Like, despite the fact that I can move as quickly as I want to and still sneak, at the moment my best bet is to stand still because I'm cloaked. It's a strange affliction besetting the people here at Mass Fusion. I was hoping he would, like, go and lean against the wall or something. It was an assault rifle. I think that military camp. Oh, their head's down there. In case I can. I don't think you can actually though. Holy shit! That guy's got a missile launcher. I should definitely be worried. There we go. Now I can be a bit less worried. Although anyone else can still just pick it up, I suppose. It's not removing the thing. The graphics glitch.
Yes.
No, I shall be taking none of that. Leather. Yeah, 3 guys I've killed here. Okay. Yeah, there's a visual glitch going on right now. It's not removing the textures of stuff I disarmed. Records terminal. Mentats. Alright, there's 3 of them here. And at 7:05 AM, they're not going to be sleeping. That's a shame. See how many Sandman kills I could get. Alright, If anyone sits down again, I mean, they weren't sitting down for very long, but if they sit down, they have to play the standing animation before they can shoot me. What? And those weren't even sneak attacks. I still exploded their heads. I guess because, I don't know, if the level scaling is working the way I think it does, then they're level to the first time I came to this area, which was actually outside. No, I'm carrying too much. Wish I would stop doing that. Wait a minute, why am I carrying mute fruit? I took a military. Be nice if there were an armor bench around here. I could scrap these leather things, because leather pieces.
Hey. Let's go.
Ooh, leather armor pieces weigh a hell of a lot more than just junk pieces of leather.
Got it.
Sturdy combat armor. Wait a minute, let me compare. Left and right arms. So the arms with all the things on it. It's 14 upgraded. It's 30 select. That might not be. It's 12. Yeah, those are the same pieces. One of those is, yeah. Oh, sorry. Is heavy gear ever get legendary? Legendary is any kind of piece that can drop in the game, so I've often found that legendary pieces tend to actually be better than what you can find at the level that you find them at, because this has been upgraded to 14 of both, and the right arm I've got is only 12 of both, so I don't think that's a legendary sturdy piece. I think it's actually just a regular piece. So legendary pieces might even just have better stats anyway. Yeah, well, the problem is the legendary stuff is pretty much randomized. So even if it were heavy, it might be like a heavy metal piece rather than a heavy combat armor or what have you. So it's either that, or as I said, maybe legendary pieces just have better stats as a base. But I can't take those because I don't have enough carry capacity right now. But I'm not much of an expert on the legendary things because you don't get a lot of them on normal, and most of my playtime experience has been on normal. And I play survival for this. Okay, that's just right there. Is that a thing? No, it's just a glinty bit of scenery. You ventured off rather. Well, I don't blame you for not wanting to meet Preston.
What the?
Level 7 without doing the first mission. Yeah. Yeah, the game doesn't really force you to do a lot of these things. They just encourage you to do that. Not to mention that the first things you have to do is fight off a whole bunch of raiders and then fight a Deathclaw right at the beginning of the game. And if nothing else, it sort of demystifies the Deathclaws for me. I do missions with a faction. Yeah, like this character that I've been playing has done some railroad stuff without. Wait a minute, how the? Oh, I have to be over there first. But I've not finished the railroad plot line, but yeah, it's more fun to do a lot of the side things first anyway. Well, the railroad is definitely a good one to do just so that you can get the ballistics weave. I am now an alcoholic. Now, okay. last sort of bunch of hurdles. That goes outside. Gonna wear the detective outfit, yeah. It's a good way to get yourself some good armor. Ballistics weave. Right, so... Sneaky detective. Is that... That's... Okay, I'll do that on my way back down, because I think there's some crafting benches up. With the holy shit. Okay. Time to hide. Shit, 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 shit. Alright, let's take a stim pack. And some Psychojet, why not? And change to my shotgun. Damn it! Motherfucker! All of that sneaking around. Should have slept on the sleeping bag in the bloody lobby. All of that great sneaking I was doing, and I have to go back to my fucking hovel in Hangman's Alley. All because I can't aim for shit in VATS. Oh, fuck you, I'm tired from lack of sleep. Fine, sleep for 8 hours. If you're still tired after that, you deserve to die. Peckish and parched, but that's understandable. Taffington Boathouse. Well, I mean, I've unlocked that one, but it's nowhere near anything I actually want to do. So I don't use it. And close to the railroad. I ended up unlocking it. I was just saying that before to myself that I ended up unlocking Taffington Boathouse as my Mercer safe house for some reason. What do I need? I need food. I'm hungry. Alright, fine. Let's back and be reckless with this because I was careful the first time and I still fucking died, so... Let's just go bananas. Ah, but first. The scaling, I'm not entirely certain how the scaling actually... How the scaling works in this, if it's like the scaling in Skyrim was a bit strange, where there was a level range of enemies that would appear in a certain location based on the level you were at the first time you went to that location. Which was odd, because they did that in Fallout 3, and it had that thing of... You could go back to an area you were at the start of the game and just stomp on everything, no matter what it was, because it was a low-level version. It's good at scaling in this one, okay. I haven't paid attention to how a lot of the scaling works. I do know that there are sometimes there are areas that are not far from where you start that will spawn an enemy that's actually above your level. It's got the skull next to its name. So I guess they improved the scaling then, because the scaling in Skyrim was not so great, but the scaling in Fallout 3 was fucking atrocious. Oh shit. Scaling in Fallout 3, there was parts of the game where you go there early on and it's full of death claws and it's really scary. You go back there 20 levels later and there's still low-level death claws and you smash the shit out of them. It's not very... doesn't do justice to death claws. They should always be scary. Which is why they were good in Fallout New Vegas, because that didn't have level scaling. Not to mention death claws themselves had like armor penetration on their attacks. So they... Yeah, I think that, yeah, no matter where you go, there'll always be enemies that are below your level, but if they fixed it so that you're always facing enemies, or at least some enemies that are the same level as you. Because they put the enemies in clusters. So you might have a couple of low-level variants, as well as ones that match your level. And some areas are designed to spawn an enemy of at least a certain level, I think.
Don't have a card.
No, of course I don't have a card. Why would I have a card? You go off exploring. Yeah, that's basically what Bethesda games are good at. A big area to run around in and look at shit. Is that... No, that was... no, I couldn't be bothered. I've already done all of this.
What?
It's a shame a VATS attack doesn't seem to count as a sneak attack quickly. Okay, who am I in danger from? I can't see anything. Doesn't seem very dangerous. Okay, poke your head out again. Back into 4 different weapon types. The main thing about that is it makes it, I mean, it will make it a bit more difficult, but it makes it harder to keep pace with the enemies because you're not doing enough damage. It's a bit of a flaw in the design of this system, is that everything's just about the perks, which means you have to keep taking the perks to do more damage in order to keep pace with the enemies. So that's what happens. But if you find yourself doing too much damage and you want a challenge, yeah, you start using a different weapon type that you don't have perks for. not going to put many into defense perks. There aren't really any. That's the problem. There aren't really any good defense perks because, like, toughness. It's 5 perk points to get 50 damage resistance. That's just a waste. That's so inefficient. Armor pieces are just infinitely better than that. And it's like the reason I'm using rifles for my sneak attack. You get a sniper scope on them, and they do armor penetration on rifles. But yeah, like the toughness perk is not useful. I mean, there's extra health, which is always useful, I suppose. But I mean, the rad resistant perk's not good. Adamantium skeleton, it's not really all that useful. But stealth is definitely a good investment. Oh, you're not starting off with things like gun nut and science and scrapper and armorer. Well, oh yeah, armorer perks. That's the best defensive perk you can have is armorer. There's no point taking things like toughness, unless you've got heaps of perk points and nothing to spend them on. Right, where am I? Get over there. Speaking of weapons, let's just do this the fast way. P. Nope, it's the other side, isn't it? It was up there.
I want this one's head.
I'll take that military cap in case I can. Alright. Keep getting bugs with trying to craft certain things. I don't know if it's just a bug I'm encountering for this playthrough or if it's a regular thing, but I find that any hats that you can normally put ballistics weave in that I found before I got the ballistics weave recipe, I can't put ballistics weave in them. Yeah, can't kill if you don't get hit. That was my philosophy going into this this whole survival thing. I thought if I go sneaky and snipers, which I'm not doing right now, I you know, might survive, might last longer. No, I didn't want to do that. I just want to reload. Because, of course, when you play on survival, yes, you can kill things faster, but they can also kill you faster. And that I don't want. So let me try from over here, since I know that's where they are. Stop moving. Oh, is that how that works? Why did you think somebody below you could shoot you in the head, you moron? Must be nothing, eh? Where did they go? I did get a sneak attack. They didn't step out of the armor. And it was a critical as well. I think they would die faster than I can get them to get out of the armor. If I get another sneak attack headshot, they're dead. Damn it! Motherfucker. Why am I such a bad shot? Oh, I'm sure it's an actual thing you can do to shoot them in the fusion core, because there's a reason you can target the fusion core. Maybe if you shoot it enough, it might explode and they just die. But I would have thought a sneak attack critical in survival on the fusion core might have done something, but no, just got their attention. I need to heal. Let's eat some dog. Well, that's enough out of me for that. Oh yeah, pickpocketing, because pickpocketing is just based on sneak, isn't it? In this, or is it a no? Is there? Oh, there is a pickpocket one. Okay. What's the one where it was just based on sneak? I didn't want to drop the mentats. I also hit R by accident. Right. Anyway, what am I doing? Boss chest. Muffled combat armor, left arm. And a mini nuke. And a master safe. Fuck off.
Excellent.
I guess there's no way to get up to those things. What was I thinking? I'm sure there was something I was thinking. Was I thinking? Maybe I wasn't thinking. Well, that was why I came here. I'm going to see if this thing still has those armor pieces like it did last time.
That's it.
No. No, it doesn't have sturdy combat armor anymore. Alright. taking T45 armor. Am I? I'm thinking of a different part. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Fuck it. Need more healing.
Got it.
Yeah, that's right. Graphics glitch that's not removing the things I've disarmed. Okay, well, that's, you know what, I'm going to make sure I save it now that I've successfully killed them all. Safe home base is something that is unfortunately something you can't guarantee, because apparently, unless you get some mods, I guess, but apparently, no matter how high the defense of your settlement is, even if it's massively higher than the resources available, there's still actually a chance that it will get attacked. And if you don't go and defend it, there's still a chance that it won't successfully defend itself. It's a low chance, yes, but the fact that it can happen at all is really annoying. Because otherwise, what's the point of building all of those super defenses around something if you can't 100% guarantee that no one will want to attack it because it just doesn't look worth it? But apparently, there's still a chance. So that, yeah, Diamond City really is the only one that you can be guaranteed won't get attacked. But if there's no food or water there, it's possible that if there's no food or water that it won't get attacked. I don't know. I've not seen a lot of... I only have a few settlements, but I've not seen a lot of settlement attacks, but I am playing on survival, so maybe it doesn't happen as often. Oh, like I said, I mean, you may not have any, but there's still technically a chance that you will. It's just obviously every time you're getting... You know, every time that there's a possibility. Because that's the thing it does. It's got... Over whatever period of time, it'll have, you know, it'll roll for a chance for them to be attacked. But if it's a settlement is going to be attacked, it also only picks one or two randomly out of all the ones you've got, rather than checking everyone every time, I think. It's a bit of a weird system. As I said, though, the annoying thing is that if you've got, definitely if you have resources there, there is a chance that it will be attacked. And also, if you don't go and defend it, there is a chance it won't successfully defend itself, no matter how high the defenses are. I am lost. Where am I? I'm... Okay. That's Cabin House. So this is the... No, that's Cabin House. What was the other one? It might have been Pickman Gallery. Yeah, as I said, I'm not entirely certain. If you don't have any resources, they may actually not attack. Although if there are people there, they still might. Because you might get like super mutants who would just... The theory behind them attacking would be they want to eat your settlers. I mean, if you've got, like what I've got with a couple of places where you've got a settlement that has no settlers and no resources, that might be free from attack, yeah. But bear in mind, the game also treats stuff that you have in the settlement workshop as resources. So if you've got stuff that's valuable stored in the workshop workbench thing, that counts towards the value of the settlement as far as attacking is concerned. So that's why it's not good to let... if you've got a thing that stockpiles purified water, it's not good to leave it in the workshop, because it will count as being a resource in the settlement, and it will attract raiders. Despite the fact that you should think they wouldn't know what's in the workshop, but they do apparently. Need to eat something else, just get more health back. But I am going off of possibly old information, or... yeah. I'm not an expert on it, but that's what I heard, was that... yeah. You basically, even if you've got really high defenses, that doesn't necessarily discourage raiders from attacking. And if you've got really high defenses, that doesn't necessarily mean that it can successfully defend itself. But if you do have, if you do have no resources, then they might never attack because there's nothing to take. How is this guy respawned already? Don't know what to be bothered with in crafting. Well, do you mean crafting for a settlement, or crafting like weapon-related stuff? Because I imagine you know what to do with weapons, don't you? Make them do more damage and things like that. As far as a settlement, usually it's... well, it's usually resources and beds and defenses. Crafting your gear is pretty much the... well, the drawback of the way the crafting stuff works in this game is that it is pretty linear. Yeah, can you hide? Thanks. So there's, usually a linear, like, more damage upgrade. There's sights, such as this. Some weapons have the variability of you can either make them automatic or what have you. The problem with putting stuff behind a wall is that the way that attacks on settlements are generated, there's actually a spawn point for the enemies. I'm not sure, I can't really demonstrate with this one because the only one I've seen the actual points shown is on Sanctuary. So you can build a wall all around the settlement, but unless the spawn points are on the other side of the wall, the enemies will just spawn inside your settlement. So you'd have to make it a very small settlement. Or you can make it a maze, I suppose. Like this thing, I leave this locked because if one of the spawn points for attackers is just on the other side of this, they can't get through because enemies can't pick blocks. But yeah, if you're looking at, yeah, like, this place has never been attacked, but I've not had a settlement attack since I've been playing on survival, so it's a bit of a strange thing. But if you've got stuff in here that is definitely going to attract attention, but usually it's got to be things like food and water. And there's no food or water in there, so... House and gun turrets out of the house. Yeah, that'd work. But again, that only applies if the settlement gets attacked, which is not always anyway. But if you have a whole bunch of turrets everywhere, then that works. From what I've seen, the best defense turrets to have are actually laser turrets, or heavy laser turrets. They do need power, but because they are rapid fire and fairly accurate, and they don't have splash damage, they are less likely to cause collateral damage. Like if it's like missile turrets are really bad because they can blow up your settlers or things like that. Yeah. Well, if you've got turrets around your settlement anyway, they'll draw the fire of any attackers that show up, so... But you're talking about crafting gear. I mean, if you've got a weapon, it's usually pretty straightforward that there are... Whatever you can craft currently makes it do more damage, but in the case of something like the combat rifle here, you can actually make something that does better criticals. You can make something that does makes it an automatic weapon, so that you're not using single shots. Nuke mutant shot. Oh yeah, fucking suiciders. Hate them. Yeah. Hair trigger. More sensitive trigger. What is that gonna do? More sensitive trigger. Or just better rate of fire. Still single shot, but better rate of fire, I think. Automatic piercing, because automatic weapons don't get armor piercing. And yeah, calibrated for better critical. Yeah. Well, if you've got a... Usually an area can be cleared, so you're not likely to be assaulted while you're crafting. Although if you want to get in a habit for Fallout 76, then yeah. Surround any crafting benches with walls and lots of turrets, just so that you don't have to worry about what other people will do to you. You're usually not in much danger of being attacked at a settlement unless... like, while you're at the settlement, unless it's in a place like this that's surrounded by enemies. But, you know, usually once you kill them, it's okay. But yeah. Well, if you've got... That's the thing is, though, if you've got turrets around, any enemies will attack the turrets first. Right, so I managed to finally successfully acquire the Strength Bobblehead. Now, I think I was thinking of maybe getting the Agility one, which is way down here somewhere. But I think I've changed my mind about that. I never have a good idea of what I want to do. Boston Merrill Shelter, it's got a bloody Deathclaw in it, I don't want to go there. Already tried Vault 88, I'm not doing that again. I'm going to wait till I'm on a much higher level. What the hell is... You know, I'm going to try and sneak around and get that dead drop. There's going to be a lot of raiders near the combat zone, that's all. There we go. Got some infantry carrying space. Okay, it's sort of a bit south. I think what's the safest way to approach it? I forget. I've never been to the combat zone once. That's basically where I'm going now. Oh, good.
On your way, soldier.
Yeah. Look, I was here first.
Unless you like getting radiation sickness, I'd stay away from federal.
Rise assault. Fan out.
Chatting to a passerby and there's a super mutant there. Yeah, that works. These guys got on them. .38's not really good for anything. What? What? That's a chain link fence. It's not. It's not some impenetrable barrier. It's a bloody chain link fence. Oh, are they on that freeway up there? They might be.
Keep your eyes open. Think this asshole's using the stealth blade.
No, I'm just using magic armor. You guys gonna help? We're just gonna sit there and let me do all the work.
No sign of him now.
Noodle cup. Leighton Towers, okay. It's a machine gun. Bottles are good.
Scared, huh? You should.
Stop moving! It's cheat, basically.
looking hot. Just getting warmed up over here.
They're firing a sniper rifle. Strangely effective. Right, I want to keep sneaking. Pardon me. I'm not even casting a shadow. That super mutants. Is this the technical college thingy? No, Wilson Automatoys. Okay. Do you mean the thing that's gonna crash because that's what they do? Is crash? I'm sure they're fine. They never think they need help. Now that's the technical college thing, isn't it? Or school or something that's... Yeah. Technical high school, there we go. Yeah, DB Technical High School. Fuck me. Who's there? Nobody's there. Why would you think somebody's there? There's Randolph.
Randolph Safe House here. Thanks, HQ. No longer under immediate surveillance. Confirm quarantine, but give us the all clear soon, okay?
Package 1 is ready for shipping out of the Commonwealth. But we got a problem along the route. If our guardian angel could clear the site, delivery can proceed. Mr. Tim's out.
That must be the combat zone. Yeah. Tired from lack of sleep, eh? Just going Trinity Plaza.
Too fucking quiet.
Yeah, Swan's Pond. That's okay. That's hubris. As in Hubris Comics, not Hubris, the spite of the gods. I keep going north, I'll just run into the river, won't I? Won't I? I hope so. Might be more raiders along the way though. That's a dummy. The other side of Trinity Plaza. What is that? Oh, hallucinogen. And here is the river. What? 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 The fuck was that? I jumped a short distance, definitely a non-lethal fall, and it just goes, nope, you lose all your health, die instantly for no fucking reason? What? Oh man, fuck that. Fuck that, fuck this. I'm done. I was thinking, that said, oh, clear out Fraternal Post 115, which is the thing that's on my way back this way, but fuck that. Fuck that garbage, this piece of shit fucking game. Fucking buggy nonsense, just fucking kills you for no fucking reason, when you don't have any fucking quick saves. Fucking garbage. This is one of many reasons why people are nervous about Bethesda making a fucking multiplayer game with this shitty engine. They can't even get this one to be bug-free. Imagine all the fucking bugs they're going to cause the whole fucking game to crash if you're playing online multiplayer. Forced online multiplayer. Because that's all the game is. It just fucking crashes or fucking randomly kills you. Fucking physics glitches. Fucking stupid shit. Constantly. Their ambition far outstrips their competence. Bloody useless. I mean, what the fuck was that? Fucking died for no fucking reason. It's about that kind of distance. Didn't do me any damage, let alone fucking instant death damage. Fucking piece of shit. Was it acting like that car? I landed between, by the looks of it, I landed either on the top of a car or between a car and a barrier or something like that. Was it treating it like a physics object? Like my landing between it somehow slammed the car against me and smooshed me into the fucking wall? Is that what happened? Do you have rational and logical explanations as to what the fuck just happened? Buggy piece of shit. And they have the fucking temerity to suggest that what people like about our games is the stupid, silly bugs. Oh yeah, they enjoy not being able to fucking count on playing the game when they want to. Especially when you add a feature. Like some fucking survival difficulty system where you can't save. And we're going to have random instant death. Force you to have to go back and load a fucking game because we can't be bothered to make sure our fucking games work. Like the other shit they pulled with when they were saying, oh, these are not paid mods on their paid mods. No, they're mini DLCs and they'll be undergoing the same QA that any stuff produced by Bethesda does. Well, that's not really assuring, is it? When their own fucking games come out with needing multiple patches just to fix game-breaking bugs. Because, oh, everybody has a laugh at some of the silly things that are non-game-breaking bugs that happen because of our shitty game design and shitty engine. And shitty physics implementation. So we're just going to we're going to use that as an excuse and not even bother to attempt fixing them because, you know, why should we do that when we're making money anyway? Motherfuckers. I wasn't sure if I'd end up doing a longer episode or not, you know, depending if I could come up with other stuff to do. Or that I felt like doing, or thought that I could accomplish. Before I inevitably end up just heading straight back to fucking Sanctuary, because I end up doing that at the end of every episode. Unless I'm desperate to just finish like I did that time I was in the Glowing Sea, because I just needed to get anywhere where I could save. So I just saved at Jamaica Plain and finished, but still, this is... I was thinking, yeah, I could go save again before trying to do a thing that was on my way back to Sanctuary anyway. But no, had to fucking kill me for no reason. And I hadn't even collected the mission then, because the fucking no quick saves on survival. Still buggy instant death, though! Fucking hell. Yeah, you stand in that irradiated river, Preston. That's a good thing for you. Soak it up.
Seems to be growing well.
Oh, and you can look forward to more Preston-type stuff in Fallout 76, I'm sure, because... yeah, there are no human NPCs, just robot NPCs, so there's going to be a bunch of MMO-style quest grinding, like Preston gives you. Got word from a settlement. Just keep going and doing the same shit over and over again, even after you've already unlocked all the settlements. That must be better if it's, it says muffled. What happens if I take the muffled off? What does muffled do again? Sturdy combat armor. Oh, it was bugged. Because you can't do muffled arms. They're muffled leg. It's a muffled leg piece, and it was a muffled arm, so it was a bug. Tell you what, though, it is better armor. I'd lose the chameleon effect, but that's okay. Alright, so there we go. Deep-pocketed thingamajigger. It's got better armor on it, so that's... going from 14 to 16. It says 11, but it was polymer, so it's slightly better. And yeah, the military cap didn't show up, so even though I found that one afterwards, military caps cannot be reinforced. Let's make sure I fill any empty poles first. That's a shame, Kiri, but, well. Meat, fruit, Nuka-Cola, and whiskey. -2 intelligence, +3 strength, +1 charisma. It's tempting because it's better for strength than whiskey alone. I think if I should make that dirty water into purified water, because I'm not actually making anything that uses dirty water. I think I probably shouldn't, just because if I do ever want to make stuff that uses dirty water to cook with, I've already got some rather than... Yes, this is definitely the end of the stream because I'm doing all of this petty shit. So anyway, so it was a strength bobblehead, right? I've got some magazines to get rid of as well. So they auto-arrange by the looks of it. They must do. There's like the skill associated ones will be there and there, and the attribute ones will be here. Yeah, because it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Store stuff. I want to build a thing though, don't I? Build another magazine rack. It's in furniture or decorations? I think it's in furniture. Or is it not? No, obviously it's not. Shelves. There we go.
One day, Sanctuary will be a vibrant community. I've seen it.
Yeah, well, don't tempt me to just nuke the place. Can I seriously not get rid of... Oh wait, I should put this chameleon arm thing away. Wait, 308s. And 10 mils, why not? Infusion cells, why not? No, solar 556s. Getting a lot of 308s now. That'll be... Once I can finally make a 308 combat rifle, which I'll be able to put a suppressor on at the same time, because that'll be gun nut rank 4, so... cal, that'll be a hunting rifle. 10mm, wow. That's a lot of 10mm ammo. That's a lot of 5mm ammo. Flares, fusion cells, fusion cores, mini nukes, missiles, plasma. Right. Should do something about putting some lights in other parts of the settlement. No. First I was going to see and I've still got the mole rat disease, so obviously it's a permanent effect, probably because I didn't use the cure on myself.
Please, let me see and scan as many indigenous life forms as possible. It is, of course, for science.
Yes, of course. Well, that's it for me. I'm done today. That's such a meh way to go. Really didn't accomplish anything aside from getting a Strength Bobblehead and handing out some advice and then complaining a lot. Well, till next time. Bye.